Hey guys, Pete HVAC Greatness with another training session for your pricing. Guys, if you haven't seen it, it's getting ready to get pretty competitive out there. All right, you're going to have to know your numbers. That means you need to get more sophisticated, but it's complex enough with all the accounting and setting budgets and stuff like that. And you have to know all the technical stuff that you're doing to run your business. How can we make this simple? Pete's got you on this. We're going to be doing another workshop. It's a 3-day workshop this week. Let me tell you why you need to know this. Number one, if your pricing is based on what the competition is doing or what your former boss is doing, you're not properly priced and you're setting yourself up for a major pain, a major fall. Number two, if you do know your pricing, you can dial in specifically and you know what your floor is, and you don't find yourself in that situation where you cut your price to compete and get that job and end up losing money. Because what happens is you get to the end of the month, you don't have enough money to pay your bills, and it's just a matter of time before you go out of business. Setting budgets and accountability to those budgets and getting the price that you need are all tied in. It makes it a lot easier when you understand this, okay? Let me show you a little bit about what we're talking about. So we will have the workshop. I'll talk about that here in just a second, but here's an example of what this pricing would look like. So you come over here and you list all of your equipment materials that you need. In this case, we have $3,900. And then we go into the pricing calculator and all of your overhead is in here. Your labor cost is in here. Your tax rate, your commission rate, your financing or credit card charge. Okay, all of this is built into this, and all you do is fill out a few numbers. We have our truck expense for 1 day. We have 2 man days. That's 2 men 1 day. And we know what our break even is for this particular job. In this particular example is $5,853.53. We know about what the margins are out there in your competition, and we know where you need to be. Let's say that you need to be around here. You come in at $10,000. By the time you have your commission rate and financing fees built in here, this is your final price. Now, you don't just have to do this with commercial or with your replacements. You have to be able to do this with your repairs too. So we have flat rate calculation. So let's say you have a $25 repair, and let's go over, and same scenario, your labor, your overhead, everything is figured in there, your sales tax. This is a 1-hour job. We know our break even is $230.76 exactly to get this job done right. So we'll come in, we'll put it in our scenario. We know what our final sales price needs to be down here because the credit card fee gets their money, your company makes this amount of money, and here's your net profit on this particular job. Okay, so are these the actual examples? No, this is just something to give you an understanding. How do we do that? We go back here and we fill in your company numbers. Okay, how do we do that? I got you on this one. We come in and we figure your overhead. Never done that before? That's okay. Pete's got you here. We actually fill all this stuff out, and this information is populated over here. We figure out what your field rate is. We figure out what your owner's salary is. We build all this out, and we actually set a budget so that you can price properly. Now, here's a little bonus that we're going to be throwing in on this. After you know how to price properly, we're going to give you, and by the way, you will own this. This is not something you have to rent. You'll own this. We're going to give you a template to create your own flat rate repair book for service calls that are going to cover 75-80% of the repairs, so that you're not having to calculate every single price manually or pay these huge subscription fees to some flat rate company for all these services that you never even sell. So let me show you a little example of what that might look like. Now, these are 2 images. This is going to be the front cover, and this is going to be the back cover to our menu pricing. Now, this is called upfront pricing. You can call it menu pricing. You can call it no surprise pricing. We call it a number of things, but this is totally editable for your company. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So on the back, we've got all of your pricing breakdown. So if you ever get that question, $400 for a capacitor, you're ripping me off. No, it's $400 for a level 1 repair, category repair, and all of this is built into the prices. So let me show you what that may look like here. So we flip it over to the back and we show the cost of doing business for your services. All of the cost that it takes to run your company. Okay, this is not a capacitor. This is a level 1 repair, category 1, which includes my time as a technician, our vehicle, all the stock and inventory, and you get a quick and accurate diagnosis, professional grade parts, not something you order off of Amazon. They're in stock. We can repair it now. There's full warranty on parts and labor. By the way, if you order something online, there's probably no warranty on that when you burn it up because you don't know what you're doing putting it in. Fully insured, fully licensed, true peace of mind. Did you know that it costs your service provider hundreds of dollars just to pull into your driveway? We got your back. So this is an example of what our back page would look like on our flip book. So this will be a spiral bound book. This is the back, the spiral running down the side, and it's really good. Let me show you what the inside looks like. So when you open it up, you may have something like this. We've got a very specific strategy in place for this, but we talk about the importance of maintenance and then your peak performance program, whatever your maintenance program is. Okay, and then we start having our repairs. We have lots of visuals that make this very user friendly. So here, this may be an example of what the inside looks like. So here's a level 1 repair I was talking about where you see a capacitor or a contactor. The way we do this is we figure, well, if a contactor and a capacitor cost about the same and it takes about the same amount of time, why do we need to price them differently? So our description is any basic electrical or mechanical repair using level 1 materials, such as a generic capacitor contactor, is considered a level 1 category 1 and is $315, right? Or if you're a member, it's $268. We do this so that you can come in and customize this ever how you want. So let me show you what that looks like over here. So here's one that we modified for Motion Mechanical. Okay, so he's up in Toronto. Here's what the inside might look like on his. So we use a lot of consumer-friendly images. We bring your logo in, and you put in the descriptions that you want. I've already got descriptions and images in there for you, so that you really don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But this, here's Pat. He's the owner. So this is what that may look like. Here's another one on the cover. This is Dr. Heat Pump in Las Vegas. This is what his logo looks like. So all of this you can just copy and move and drop your stuff in there, change these colors. It's really easy to do. Here's another one last one, Echo Comfort over in Jersey. So here's what theirs looks like. So the point is you can customize this to whatever works best for you. So we've got these formulas and worksheets that I'm going to walk you through on doing all of this stuff. But first things first, you got to know how to price. Before you know how to price, you got to know what your costs are. Pete's got this dialed in. I mean, when you go to waive that diagnostic fee, I know exactly how to show you how to get your costs covered back out of that without losing money, for example. So there's a lot to this. You need to attend the workshop. Now, for the first 5 people in this, because this is actually going to be next week, get in here. I'm going to put a discount code in there, and it's half off. So instead of it being $997, your cost is $497. 3 2-hour workshops. They will be recorded. You will own everything. There's no subscription. You're handled, and you're going to know how to do this. And because everything's recorded and it's uploaded to a platform, you can always go back and watch the recordings anytime you need a refresher course if you're just not sure. Pete Ramsey, your HVAC greatness. Get this handled. Take advantage of this if you will. I'll see you guys on the inside, and I look forward to let's getting your pricing right. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.